I don't know about you guys, but whenever I'm looking for reviews of products online, I usually just want to skip to the part where they talk about what's good, what's bad, what do I need to know about, how are the cameras, just like the Coles notes. And if that's what you're here for, I'm going to make this review very easy, okay? There's nothing majorly wrong with this phone. This phone is overall pretty dang fantastic. Honestly, about the only thing you could complain about is the always-on display definitely kills battery life, but you can fix this pretty easily by just turning off the always-on display. The cameras on this thing are the best cameras on any iPhone ever. Unbelievable. The speakers, fantastic. The display, super bright, really impressive outdoors. And I mean, if any of this sounds familiar to you, it probably should, because it's pretty much been the same story with Apple every single year for the past little while. And I don't know about you, but I'm starting to realize just how absolutely kind of brilliant Apple is for just knowing us perfectly and being able to predict and calculate exactly what will be enough to get us to buy. The main standout feature this year is the magical new dynamic island. I'm sure you've heard about it. Is it cool? Yes, it's cool. It looks pretty. You know, if you have music going or something, I'll turn this down, dude. You know, if you've got music going, it does a nice little interactive thing on the top and it looks all pretty and nice. In theory, this gets you like a new layer of multitasking. Let's say you've got Craigslist open and you're playing music and you want to be able to check your music. Now you've got a new way to do it. You can actually click up top here and it goes to your music, okay? Not to be that guy, but to be honest, I usually like using my phone one-handed anyways, and there's already a way to do this. Low-key, you can just swipe to the left, and I would make the argument that that's way faster than reaching all the way to the top and risking dropping your phone, okay? And other than that dynamic island, is there really that much new with this phone? The main other things is gonna be the always-on display, like I said, but we all know it's not that great. And the cameras, they upgraded the cameras. Crazy. They're definitely better. They're way better than the iPhone 13 Pro. The display is a little bit brighter as well and a couple other features. But I guess the main thing I'm trying to actually focus on is, imagine this, hear me out. Imagine if this phone didn't have the dynamic island, okay? And this is what sort of blew my mind and sort of like making me realize how genius Apple was and how like, you know, they really have us figured out and it's kind of scary. If this phone didn't have the dynamic island, I guarantee sales would be nowhere near as good as they are. I guess every year you kind of need like a new flagship feature that is gonna stir up some conversation, some controversy. You know, not everybody loves it. I wouldn't be surprised if they like specifically calculated that the name is a little bit weird. And now people have like a thing to talk about this name and man, it's weird. And like, it's incredible. You look up most reviews, everybody's saying the same thing. They're like, oh, I've recently been rereading 1984 and the timing was just like a little bit too convenient because I just can't help after reading that book feel like I'm being totally sort of manipulated and taken advantage of with phones like this. And it's just incredible how predictable we really are, at least in my opinion. Now, I'm sure someone will make the comment that, well, obviously, Mike, they are a business, they want our money, and they're obviously just gonna make their best prediction on what will get us to buy. I guess the difference is that I never realized just how calculated it was and how perfect it is. Like, I think one of the best places where you can see Apple's brilliance is the Apple event. In case you aren't aware, Apple events, it's a thing that they host every single year. It's basically a giant press conference. I highly recommend watching these Apple event videos if you haven't already because they're incredible. Like, they're so impressive. If you watch one of them, there is no way you won't want to buy any of the products in that video. Like, it's genius, dude. It's perfect execution. If this video looks like I'm trying to bash Apple, honestly, I'm not trying to bash them at all. I would say it's the total opposite. I'm totally impressed by them, but I'm also like intimidated and it just spooked me when it clicked at how smart they are. That's all. I also absolutely love some of the words that they use, dude. Like, so I wrote down some of the things. So it's like redefining what a smartphone can be, groundbreaking, truly essential to our daily lives, gold standard. But yeah, I mean, if you have any doubts that Apple is not a brilliant company, you should watch their Apple events because I think they know marketing like perfectly. But once you notice it, and I guess I started to notice it, now I'm like, oh no. Definitely makes you realize that you're just a customer, right? You are being fooled, right? That's what I realized, I don't want to come across as like some Apple hater or something. Apple's fantastic. I love my MacBook Pro thing is incredible. I just wanted to share the realization. I think you should appreciate the brilliance and then be self-aware that you're kind of like, you are just a customer, and just to be careful and don't waste your money, right? This is obviously the best iPhone on the market, or maybe it's the Pro Max, whatever. But point is, this is one of the best iPhones you can get. It is the best one that's ever been made, and it will continue to always be like that. There will always be new tech around the corner. Like, I don't know about you, but anytime anything new comes out on the market, I am obviously just looking for reasons, for excuses to justify the purchase. I'm like, oh, well, I need that new dynamic island because it's multitasking and it's really useful. Oh, I actually, I'm gonna start posting on Instagram more, and I need the best camera to do that. And you cook up all these reasons why you need this new thing, and you just have to be really careful with yourself that you aren't fooling yourself. The features will always be there, and they will be perfectly calculated so that it's exactly enough to get you to pull the trigger. So I'm not saying don't buy this phone, but I'm saying don't buy it if you don't need it truly. You can watch my other video, but I'm gonna end up returning this thing and still rock in my Samsung for now. I'm sure I'll buy an iPhone eventually, but what I realized is my Samsung S21 still perfectly functional, totally happy with it. I honestly just never realized how exploited we really are these days, especially with tech, but honestly, it's everything now, right? The algorithms on TikTok and all the insane social media addiction stuff we have now. It's just everything is being exploited like to the max. And I don't know what's going on with me this year, but for some reason, it just really clicked with this phone. I was like, damn, this is off. So if you take anything away from this video, yes, the iPhone 14 is fantastic, but just don't waste your money if you don't actually need it. Please be careful with your money, save your money. Who knows what happens next, right? All right, that's all I got, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.